What's up guys, today is part 7 of the full AMV guide for beginners, and today we're going to cover how to do warps. So I'm thinking about like turbulent displace or just these pinch warps or bulges. So we'll cover all that in this video today. Alright, let's get right into the video. So this is where we left off on the previous episode and we did our blurs. And once again, I like to just pre-compose everything. So select the bottom clip, so your pre-composition, then hold shift and then select the top one. And then right click, pre-compose, and then we'll call this one blurs. So this is what we've done previous episode. Alright, now we're going to make another adjustment layer. So first we'll start with like a little pinch warp. So Ctrl Alt plus Y. And then we're going to make it in the beginning. So just Ctrl Shift plus D, like this. And then we're going to make it last until here maybe, like this. Alright, now we're going to add an effect called the warp. So this should be stock in After Effects, so you should already have it. And I'll get something goofy like this, so we need to change it. I like to change it to fisheye. So this is basically the effect where you can bulge it or you can pinch it. So what you're going to do is set it to something like 60, or you can even go lower. And then make a keyframe with this, with the band. Then go to the end and then set it to 0. Alright, now you can press U, so you can open up the keyframes, select them all, F9, and then go into the graph editor. Alright, here we just want to make it go fast in the beginning, and then make it go slower and slower. So we're going to do that by making this graph. And as you can see, we create something like this. Now I think it's a little too extreme, so we might change it to -40. Alright, this is actually quite interesting. When we drag it up by a lot, we get something like this, which can look good, but honestly, for this tutorial, we'll just keep it like this. A little more smoother, like that. Okay, that's a beautiful intro. Alright, and then we're going to go to the next warp. So this one is more of a turbulent displace. So we're going to make it here. Again, make an adjustment layer, Ctrl Alt plus Y. And then we're going to go 3 frames back, like this. And then cut it, and then go like a bunch of frames forward. Maybe something like this. Now we're going to add an effect called turbulent displace. I can't pronounce this name. Now we're going to add an effect called turbulent displace, of course, like this. And let's set it to turbulent smoother. So you can just try this all out, honestly. Sometimes the twist smoother looks better. So yeah, we'll just keep it at turbulent smoother. Then the amount, you can just do something like this. Then the size, you usually want it to be a bit bigger, like this. And then the complexity, you can keep it at 1. So if you make it too high, you'll get like really goofy shapes, and this won't really look good for the effect we're going for. So we'll just set it to 1. And then as you can see, if you change the evolution, you can see it changes all these things. Now you can also see there's like these black holes. That's just because there's too much of the amount. Alright, then we'll set it to 0. Alright, and now we're going to keyframe it on the evolution. But first we're going to go to the very beginning of our adjustment layer and then keyframe it. And now we can press U again to see our keyframes, and then go to the end. And then here you can just make it a bigger value like this. And we can also change this later, because now you can't really tell what will look good. Now we'll go to where the actual impact happens. So here we'll make a marker actually, like this. And then we're going to change the amount. So here you can keyframe the amount. Then press U again. In the beginning we're going to make it 0. And at the end again 0. So first we're going to do the top layer. Press F9. Go to the graph editor. So now we're like making the graph for our amount. So this will look something like this. And don't be scared to make it a little bit longer like this, because if you make it too steep, you almost won't see it. Honestly, wait, this looks way better. Yeah, that actually looks really good. But sometimes this one looks pretty good. But in this case, yeah, I kind of like this one better. So just gotta try it out again, you know. Alright, so now this one looks good. And the evolution, you can keyframe it, but honestly, I just always keep it like this. And I'll actually show you what happens if you don't change the evolution at all. So if it just stays the same. Then you can see it looks kind of nice, but there's a little bit less movement in it, right? So you don't want to necessarily speed up the evolution, but if there's a little bit of movement in it, then it will definitely look a little bit better, like this. Alright, so that's the type of warp you can create too. So we got a pinch, we got a turbulent displace. Now you can do the exact same with the pinch, but for a bulge. So I'll actually show that one too. we can actually just copy this one, Control plus D, and now we're going to make it more in a transition, so maybe here. And then we'll need to drag it out because now it's a transition, it's not in the beginning, so 1, 2, 3 frames out. And then we'll press U, and here we'll just make the keyframe 0, like this. Alright, now here, instead of making it a negative value, we'll make it a positive value, like this. So we get a bulge. Let's set it to 50. And then again, we can change around with the graph. Maybe this looks good. It doesn't, so let's change it like this. Alright, a little bit smoother in the beginning, so we can see more of it in the previous clip too. Alright, and as you can see, on this transition particularly, it doesn't really look that great, but honestly, it doesn't look that bad either, so I'll keep it. So that's how you do your warps. There's definitely some other ones too, but these are like the most important ones, and I use these all the time, so hopefully you've learned a lot, and if you did, make sure to subscribe, and if you want me to help you even more with After Effects, then make sure to go to the first link in the description down below. Alright, bye bye.